The Iran conflict is exposing deep fractures within the Western alliance, with divisions emerging across NATO over strategy, legality, and military involvement, even as tensions surge across the Middle East. U.S. President Donald Trump said, "Ties with Britain are not what they were," criticizing Prime Minister Keir Starmer for being less supportive than allies. He expressed anger over delays in granting U.S. access to Diego Garcia, saying London slowed early strike plans. It's very sad to see that the relationship is obviously not what it was. I mean, France has been great. They've all been great. The UK has been much different from others. The UK eventually permitted US use of Diego Garcia and RAF Fairford, but refused to join the first wave of attacks. Starmer told Parliament the decision was based on legality and national interest, stressing Britain had learned lessons from Iraq. Officials said the strikes did not meet the legal threshold.
With permission, I will update the House on the situation in Iran and the wider region and our response. Mr. Speaker, the United Kingdom was not involved in the initial strikes on Iran by the US and Israel. That decision was deliberate. We believe that the best way forward for the region and for the world is a negotiated settlement in which Iran agrees to give up any aspirations to develop a nuclear weapon and ceases its destabilising activity across the region. That has been the long-standing position of successive British governments. President Trump has expressed his disagreement with our decision not to get involved in the initial strikes. But it is my duty to judge what is in Britain's national interest.
The situation escalated after an Iranian drone targeted RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus, highlighting risks to Western military assets. Trump warned the biggest wave of attacks is yet to come, while Britain insists it is not at war. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez condemned the U.S. Israel strikes as a violation of international law and denied use of Spanish bases.
Today, more than ever, it is essential to remember that one can be against a hateful regime, as the whole of Spanish society is, like the Iranian regime, and at the same time be against an unjustified, dangerous military intervention that violates international law. National law requires that one must be against a war initiated without authorization from the United States Congress, the United Nations Security Council, and, as I said before, that violates international law.
Foreign Minister José Manuel Álvarez called the operations unilateral, while Defense Minister Margarita Robles said base use must align with UN norms. Spanish military bases will not be used for anything that falls outside the agreement with the United States and the United Nations Charter. Khamenei killing raises stakes globally. The crisis deepened after Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was killed in the strikes. Tehran has vowed retaliation, calling it a turning point, even as recent nuclear talks in Muscat and Geneva collapse, marking a widening NATO divide and a rapidly escalating conflict.